Hello everyone, it's Giselle from Kids Yoga Stories, and in this video I'd love to share with you our new Exploring Emotions in 10 Minutes a Day. Because the thing is, we are going through an intensely emotional time on a local level with our families, in our classrooms, in our communities, but also in the world. And we're hearing reports and research that anxiety, depression, stress is extremely high amongst children. So we asked our community what you're going through, and what we've been hearing time and time again is that children are having these massive feelings, and you need a way to help children manage these big emotions in a different way. So I know, for example, my daughter, she's not the type that wants to talk about her emotions, but she would rather, she can move, she can breathe. So we're looking at what are some different ways that we can explore these emotions with children. If this sounds something like what you're up against or you're interested in, you're definitely in the right place. So first of all, back up. If you're not familiar with Kids Yoga Stories, we're a mom-run business here in the United States. I'm a parent to a highly emotional child, and I was a former international primary school teacher, and I did my yoga certification almost 15 years ago. For the past decade, I brought together those three things: my parenting, my teaching, and my yoga studies, to create yoga and mindfulness resources for you to make it easy and fun wherever you're teaching yoga, in your classrooms, at home, in studios, wherever they might be. So let's have a look to see what's inside this new Exploring Emotions in 10 Minutes a Day, to see if it's the right fit for you. So first of all, we have some tips at the beginning. And then you'll see I chose 10 different emotions that I'm seeing time and time again. Emotional, distracted, feeling bad about yourself, sad, lonely, like I'm going to explode, stressed, a variety of different emotions. And what I wanted to do with this pack was look at all those different emotions and think about what different activities could children use to express or explore these emotions in different ways. So each one of these has 4 different activities that incorporate yoga poses, so the physical postures, mindfulness, meditation. So there's different ways to express these feelings. And you'll see here on the next page, each one of the emotion has a list of all the different activities. So you've got yoga books, you've got posters, yoga posters, you've got mindfulness activities and meditations. So the children could come to this page and see how they're feeling and then choose an activity they would like. Or if you're a teacher, or if you're in some kind of capacity teaching children, you could do a different emotion every week. However that works for you. There's a lot of flexibility here. So once you've looked at that overview, you could go through to each one. Each one has a page that describes what the emotion is, and then describes further what each of those activities are. And then when you turn the page, you're going to see the actual printable activity. So there's printables for each one of these activities. So the work is already done for you. You're just going to take it and print out the pages that you're interested in. So again, you can do all of the feelings week by week, or you can pick and choose however works for you. Okay? So some highlights. I like to think about our 4 C's when it comes to working with this again. So first of all, calm. The first one, calm. We want to be practicing these techniques, these calming techniques, when we are calm and our children are calm. This is not something you want to introduce to them when they're about to explode like a soda pop can. You want to introduce these when they're calm, and it's something they can come back to when they're feeling those different feelings. The second thing is, the first one's calm. The second thing is about being curious. I highly suggest that you put on that curiosity hat. Think about, what are their triggers? What has them bring these big emotions to the surface? You know, get them to be curious about, hey, what does it feel like in my body? How is it showing up? Oh, when do I notice it happens a lot? So getting curious. Number 3 is connecting. I highly suggest also that we act as role models ourselves. I know that right now in remote learning, I'm having to model frustration. My daughter's interrupting me all the time. She's exploding. She's frustrated. So I'm also having to model and talk to her about the emotions I feel. Like, I'm exhausted. What can I do for coping strategies and calming strategies? So we want to connect with the children and let them know we're all in this together. Feelings are natural. They're just like the clouds going by. They will pass and it's going to be okay. So the calm, curious, connect. The third one is be creative. So have these as your starting point as such, but feel free to add your own. Be creative. If they want to alter it in some way, or they come up with a different breath or a different meditation that they think is a cool idea, go with that. Have them encourage their creativity, because ultimately we want them to own their own coping strategies. These are just a whole bunch of different ideas of how we can manage and explore these emotions, but definitely the children, we want to empower them to choose what works best for them. And the fifth one is commit. Think about this as a lifelong journey. So we're committing to them now and forever. This isn't an overnight fix, just like the pandemic. It's not going to be over tomorrow, but this is something that we can help teach them and ourselves for today, for next week, next year, and for the rest of their lives. You never know what's going to be the thing that you've planted the seed with them that's going to make all the difference. And you may think that they're not hearing you, or they're not getting all these concepts of breathing, meditating, or do mindfulness practices, but you never know. For example, my daughter was really frustrated the other week, and I asked her, what can you do when you're frustrated? And she wrote down, take a deep breath. And I said to her, well, you can also do candle breath. Even if you don't buy this, one thing you take away from this video is candle breath. Put your hands together as if they're a candle and blow. So that makes it a fun way to add a candle. It could be a flower or whatever it is, but it's forcing children to take an extended exhale, and you yourself too, and that calms their nervous system. So I taught her this, and of course she didn't want to do it because she's very determined and stubborn and doesn't want to do anything that mom suggests. Then the next week I hear her on a social call, telehealth, and she's teaching other children how to do candle breath. So my point here is that you just never know. You may think, oh, my children aren't interested in this is never going to work for me, but you never know what exercise or what thing that you bring up is going to really sit with them, and they might even share it with others later on. So hope that answers the questions about exploring emotions in 10 minutes a day. If you have anything else, please don't hesitate to reach out to Giselle at kidsyogastories.com. We are super happy to help, and we're also extremely committed to helping children through this difficult time and helping them to regulate their own emotions, explain their emotions in a different way, and ultimately be happy and healthy. Thank you so much.